Hello readers. Today we've got a really beautiful book for you called Raindance. Raindance is about a family who live in an outback area of Australia and they're experiencing a drought. That means they don't have enough rain for giving water to their animals or watering their crops or even for their own household use. So when we're in a drought, if no rain falls, farmers have to buy the water in or just wait for rain if they can't afford to buy the water in or they live too far away for it to be supplied. So drought is a really big problem in outback and rural areas in Australia and sometimes in our cities too. This is about one family waiting for rain. I hope you enjoy it. The author has gone to a lot of trouble to use really descriptive language to help us to bring the story to life in our minds when we're reading. So we are going to pause through the story to make sure we understand what those new words mean, because there are a lot of really lovely words used. Raindance, written by Cathy Applegate, illustrated by D. Huxley. We're going to notice a particular style of pictures in this book because the illustrator is showing us what it would really look like in outback areas in a drought. Notice the browny, orangey, red dirt with not a single blade of grass in sight. And the trees don't have any leaves on them because in droughts, plants and trees sometimes will shed or drop their leaves to keep them alive.
Everything is quiet. Everything is still. It hasn't rained for 2 whole years. We wait and wait and wait until we are no longer sure what we are waiting for and whether it will ever come. Farm for sale. Beyond our desolate farm, I can see the horizon, where a few dark crowds cruelly taunt us with promises of rain. It never comes, and now our dam is a patch of dry, cracked mud, surrounded by parched, brown land. Propped up against the side of our old, broken-down cart is a new sign. Its red paint is still wet. Farm for sale. The word desolate means it looks kind of empty and broken down and not much living there. The clouds cruelly taunting them. It's like they're teasing them. The clouds are in the sky, but they are not producing any rain. The cicadas have been shrilling, calling impatiently for rain. This morning, even they are quiet. The silence steals into corners and cracks and nooks and crannies. It spreads and suffocates everything like a hot, dry blanket. The word shrilling is being used to describe that really high-pitched noise that cicadas make. Cicadas are insects, and they make that noise by flapping their wings together. The author uses some really beautiful description. The silence steals into corners and cracks and nooks and crannies. It's just a really beautiful way of saying it was very quiet, but it makes us actually visualize in our mind the silence creeping into all the holes and cracks in the home. My mother stands on the veranda, watching the distant cloud of dust swirling behind my father's ute. He's gone to the bank in town, and we're not sure when he'll be back. My dog Munro greets me as I step outside. He stretches, sniffing the air with interest. What is it, fella? What's out there? We can follow the author's ideas in the way she describes things. Instead of saying there was dust behind my father, she says the dust was swirling behind her father's ute, which makes us be able to see it in our mind. Suddenly, I feel a gentle breeze, like a sigh of relief against my skin. I swing around to see that a mass of dark clouds has filled the sky. Thunder rolls, and my skin prickles with goosebumps at the sound. From the distant paddock, I can hear the cattle bellowing, crying of their thirst and hunger. Really rich descriptive writing sometimes uses similes. A gentle breeze like a sigh against my skin is comparing the breeze to a sigh. It's gentle air moving across her skin. Shadows disappear, melting into a world turned grey. The dust is whipped up into a frenzy, and on the cool gusts of winds, I can smell rain coming. I'm sure of it now. Pit, pat, pit, pat, pitter-patter, pat. The first drops beat out a hesitant rhythm on the corrugated iron roof. The first drops beat out a hesitant rhythm, that means they're not really sure, on the corrugated iron roof. A lot of homes in Australia use corrugated iron as their roof because it is really strong against hail, strong winds, snow even, and it won't burn in a fire. Now my mother is running out of the house yelling, "It's rain! It's rain!" Next minute she's pulling nappies from the clothesline and pegs are flying everywhere. In the excitement, I laugh out loud and Munro barks and whines like a silly puppy. Then, in a flurry, the rain comes. The torrent beats on the roof so loudly that I can't even hear my own voice. The rain is so heavy it almost hurts as it pelts my head and shoulders. Water is running into my eyes and ears, but I shake it all away. Wet hair slaps my cheeks. The words used on this page really give us an idea of the sound of the rain as well as what it might look like. Flurry, torrent, hurts, pelts, runs, slaps. There's a lot of verbs there at the end to describe it. We can use some of these rich words in our own description rather than just saying it rained and I got wet. It was a lot more interesting to hear that kind of description. Mum is on the veranda with nappies clasped safely in her arms. She's laughing and trying to yell something above the noise. What do you think Mum would be trying to yell? Running, running. Now we're running. Everywhere, anywhere, madly in all directions. Jumping, cartwheeling, somersaulting. Around and around the house, splashing through puddles and wading in streams. See me dance. See my rain dance. Twisting and turning, spinning and swirling. We celebrate the coming of the rain. Even the frogs are cheering. They croak a raucous chorus from their hidden haunts. What a great way to describe a place to hide. Hidden haunts. My baby sister has never seen rain before. She clings closely to my mother's neck. I leap up the stairs and flick water droplets onto her nose. She laughs and laughs. Come and dance, I cry. Come and dance. But she is too little to understand. At last, Munro and I collapse on our steps, completely out of breath. For ages we sit, content to watch the water sheeting down. All day it rains, and all day we watch and wonder, until eventually it slows and stops. In the end, all that remains is the drip, drip, drip from the edges of the roof. The wind has gone. The heat has been washed out of the day. Mum puts a towel around me and holds me tight. Her smiling face is damp with tears and raindrops. Everything is quiet. Everything is still. Do you think they might be happy tears? I like the way the author says that the heat has been washed out of the day by the rain. The paint on the new sign has been washed away into a few messy red streaks, and we know that Dad will be home again soon. And that's the end of our story. Dad will be home again soon because he doesn't need to go to the bank anymore to talk to the bank manager about their loan because the rains has come. So he will be able to earn some income from his farm again. So the resolution of the story is that rain came. I hope you liked this story. See you next time.